I'm Father Roberto, Director of the Beijing Center for Chinese Studies. The Beijing Center, as we call TBC, was founded in 1998 by the Association of Jesuit Colleges and Universities in the United States. This is a project led by Father Ron Anton, who saw the opportunity to start at the same time two programs, a program for Chinese students and international MBA at Peking University, and a different program for American or international students coming to China for a semester or year of Chinese language culture. So TBC started in '98, sponsored by the different Jesuit colleges and universities in the United States. And since the beginning, we decided that in order to understand China, you need a comprehensive approach. If you want to understand China, you need to learn Chinese. But learning Chinese is definitely not enough. You need to have contact with the culture, you need to study the history, you need to study many different layers of history, and then go deeper into society to understand culture, the circumstances, the way the Chinese people understand life, and explain possibilities for humanity. And in fact, what we try to do at TBC is to stimulate the imagination of our students, stimulate a different kind of curiosity that helps them look into Chinese language, look into Chinese culture, and see life differently, from a different perspective. Very often we ignore that some of the main facts in history of humanity are impacted by what happened in China. This has been consistently, since 2000 years or longer, the biggest country or the biggest kingdom in the world after the Roman Empire. So coming to China is really a new experience in understanding a new language, of course, but a new way humanity expressed and formed in a society, in the world, and new possibilities for human creativity, human imagination. Our students come, they spend a semester in China. We are located at UIB, the University of International Business and Economics, with whom we are partners for already 10 years. And this program has, as I said, language, Mandarin as a main component. Another main component are courses in English about China. We offer every year more than 50 courses across the board, across 13 disciplines: philosophy, literature, medicine, business, and so on. There are two other important components in this center. As a Jesuit program, we want to teach with experience and reflection over this experience. So we want our students to see China all the time and be immersed in Chinese culture. To achieve that, we promote as much contact with Chinese people as we can. Each student has a tutor, a language tutor that is a Chinese student at this university at UIB. They also have a different student assigned to accompany them. It's a host student that shows them around. And if they want, they can have a Chinese roommate. If someone is staying for longer than a semester, he or she can also stay with a family. We have more than 40 host families selected among families in the neighborhood that would want to have one of our students living with their family, with them. So contact with Chinese, besides language, courses in English about China, and contact with Chinese, and the fourth element, we want them to see China indirect. We say that TBC is a place where China is the classroom. So we start the semester with 2 weeks traveling first through the Silk Road, then after the midterm break in the fall, we take them to Guilin. In the spring semester, we start with 2 weeks traveling through Yunnan, seeing the different minority peoples. We do 5 homestays with five different ethnic groups. And finally, we have the last trip of the year to Sichuan, and maybe now to Fujian. We're exploring new possibilities of immersion. But that's not all. These are only 3 weeks among 18 weeks. The other remaining weeks, most of the time when they're in Beijing, exploring the classes and the books, we also take them to see the city and to go to places that are often hidden. And when they are inside our center, we brought pieces of China history and culture to stimulate their curiosity. So the decoration of the center and some of the rare pieces that we have, our oldest piece is 5,800 years old, and the students can see, can touch those pieces. So they are all the time in contact, immersed, and being stimulated to develop a comprehensive approach about China. If we wanted to summarize our mission, we say we are working for peace. We want people to understand China, respect China, and promote inside China the acceptance of dialogue as an instrument to build friendship. We are very much inspired by example of Matteo Ricci and Paul Shu, his greatest friend in China, the pillar of the church in China. And the dialogue between those two men brought so many benefits to China and to the world. That's what we want to do, to continue this mission of dialogue and friendship through education. So you're most welcome to come and visit and study at us at TBC. So most welcome. We have a division called China Contact. And the name comes from a talk given by Father Kovenbach that says you cannot understand a culture without direct contact. So we want people to understand China, coming to China and meeting the main actors, the main players in China today. Those are tailor-made programs for specific groups. This year we have 17 different groups coming, and this week we have a group of Jesuits coming to understand China indirect. As a priority, we need to support the mission and the works, help people here, and the purpose of this week is to give more answers on why and how China is important for the world today. This way, we organize a week of immersion where we have classes in the morning, site visits in the afternoon, and those topics vary from history to environment, politics, communication, journalism, and the reality of society in China. As I said, we organize many different groups, manage different programs every year. Next year, we are planning on a 2-week-long immersion program for faculty and administrators of our schools around the world to happen in July. So this will be a 2-week program, probably with at least one or two excursions outside of Beijing, so that you can see a little bit of Xi'an, maybe Tianjin or Shanghai, more than just Beijing, and engaging with people who are promoting knowledge inside China, and that can share information that are not written yet in the books, the most updated research, the most updated understanding of China today, or of the many different Chinas that exist inside this country. So that's our plan for July next year.